Hey you guys, I am getting tired and huge. Definitely feeling like I have a 4-pound baby in there.
Today's a day like any other, but I am changed, I am a mother, oh, in an instant, and who I was has disappeared.
Hey you guys, today I am 32 weeks pregnant, so I'm gonna do my 31-week update for you. So week 31, I feel like all of a sudden I can't keep up with my sleep. I'm so tired all the time, and I feel like every day it's just getting worse and worse, and I'm kind of like starting to panic at this point, like, am I ever going to catch up? Because I feel like sleeping is hard. I'll go to bed early, but then I just feel like I won't get more sleep because I just roll around all night and I'm just restless, and I'll be tired, but I'm laying there and I'm just uncomfortable, so I'm not getting anywhere. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like just the next 8 weeks, it's just going to be me getting more and more tired until I'm just so tired that all I can do is lay there. And that's what postpartum is going to be. But I'm definitely just feeling just huge and a lot more pain, even just when I'm walking. And I know a lot of that has to be because of being dehydrated. Not that I feel like I'm really dehydrated, but like I feel like the more hydrated you are, the better, like, I feel like your cramping situation is. And like I feel like on the days that I don't drink enough water, even just walking just 5 feet, like I feel like crampy and like I have pain in my stomach. I don't know if that's just like my pelvic floor is just like really not strong, or if it's mostly because I just need to drink more water. But I don't know, I'm going to play with that a little bit. Maybe do some pelvic floor exercises and then also just drink more water. But like I feel like after I've just drank a bunch of water, I feel like it does feel a little bit better. So I don't know. We'll see. But I still have 8 weeks left. I cannot be in this much pain just walking when the baby is only somewhere between 3 and 4 pounds and he's going to double in size. So I definitely need to work on that. But just feeling like I definitely am pregnant. I'm definitely huge. And I feel like I'm more out of breath. I feel like I am noticeably walking a little bit different. Not like a full-on like waddle, but like just because sometimes I am in a little bit of pain when I'm walking, that people probably notice, like, oh, poor Sarah, like, look at her try to walk down the hall. But I mean, it's just kind of getting worse and worse every week, and that's expected. I think now it's just starting to catch up to me to a point where, like, it's actually starting to affect me on a daily basis, and I'm starting just to notice it, like, constantly, whereas before it was, like, you know, little things here and there, but it never really was bad enough to cause any problems. But starting with weight gain for week 31, I fluctuated a lot the past couple days. I'm going to say I'm at 17 pounds gained, so I think it's a pound up from last week. So, I mean, the next few weeks, I know I'm going to gain more weight than I have before, just because, I mean, most of that weight is what the baby is gaining. He's gaining a ton of weight every week, so it's kind of hard for me not to also gain weight, and I'm fine with that. 17 pounds gained at this point, I think is fine. I'm going to try to just make sure I'm eating a lot of food, but healthier foods, because I definitely need to up my calories a little bit when you're in this point of your pregnancy, but it's only like 300 to 500 calories more, I think, that you need at this point. It's not a whole lot, but you also don't want to just like go to McDonald's and get french fries and be like, here, I had extra calories today. You know, you need like healthier things, and so I'm trying to like snack and have healthier snacks and just make sure that if I do eat more calories, because one, the baby needs it, and two, I'm hungry all the time. that it's healthier calories and that it's not putting on extra weight, like more than my body really needs to be putting on at this point. But I'm still not super concerned about it. You know, even if I gained 30 pounds, I really don't want to, but I'm not going to completely stress about it. It's not the end of the world, and I think it will be fine. I think I will lose weight pretty easily, especially breastfeeding a boy. It's going to be fine. Not stressed about it. But for cravings and aversions, nothing really new. I feel like I'm still on that like fast food French fry craving, but like honestly, I feel like it kind of stems from like me like needing nutrients. Like, I don't know, that doesn't really make sense, but like I feel like on the days when like I'm eating more nutrients and like more vegetables and fruits, it's like I'm not craving the bad things as much. And so it's the days when it's like I did not eat a good breakfast or lunch, then those are the days where I'm like I really like want to go get like French fries right now. So I'm just like trying to make sure I'm getting enough nutrients and eating enough food, obviously, but I don't know, that's just something I noticed. It's like I feel like I crave more bad things on the days when I already ate bad things that day. So it's kind of, you know, a win-win. If I can eat healthy, then I won't crave those things as much. So that's what I'm trying to do. No real aversions to anything. For exciting things that happened this week, one thing that I didn't really update you guys on last week is we started a birthing class. It's a 4-week course. So this week was our second time. The first one was kind of like an introduction, but the second one was on ways to cope with natural childbirth and like just your pain tolerance, things like that. So it was really interesting. I love talking about labor. I don't know why. I know it's going to be painful, but it's something about like how challenging it is. It's like a challenge that like I'm like excited to take on. I don't know. I'm sure I won't feel that way in the middle of it, but right now I'm just like really excited about it, and I think it's going to be so cool to see like what my body's capable of, and I'm just interested to see how I'm going to handle it. But the classes are really fun. It's really cool to see other people who are like the exact same like stage of pregnancy that I'm in. They did this cool little experiment where they put ice in your hand. You had to hold it and just like let your hand go numb, and it was for a minute, so about the length of a contraction. The first time you're just sitting there like counting down the seconds, and the second time you're supposed to use some like breathing and like visual techniques or whatever you want to do to get through actual contractions, and then your partner's there with you. He can be massaging you, whatever you feel like you're going to want to have done during an actual contraction. So the point was, the second time that you held the ice for a minute, it went a lot faster, and it just kind of shows you that like if you have your mind in the right place and you're really trying to like breathe through it and stay calm, that it's not going to be that bad, and a minute goes pretty fast. So it's definitely manageable, but it's challenging, definitely. But I've really enjoyed going to those classes. We have 2 more, so I'll keep you updated, but I just think that they're really fun. The one that I'm going to is it's from 6:30 to 9 on Tuesdays for a month. So some people feel like they take up a lot of time, but I mean, it's just a couple hours once a week for 4 weeks, and that to me is not bad. And I feel like I'm getting maybe not a lot of new information, but a lot of information that it's just good to hear a second time. And it's also a place where you can ask a lot of questions, because I'm going to the hospital that I'm giving birth at, so I can ask specific questions like, do you guys have this on hand if I wanted to use that? You know, things like that. So it is really useful. For symptoms, I kind of talked about symptoms at the beginning of this video, but just a lot of pain in my stomach, like lower, like cramping. Also, I feel like when he is doing really big movements, because he is bigger now, it kind of, you feel it in your whole stomach instead of just like a part of your stomach, because he's kind of taking up the whole thing at this point. So when he does do some of his bigger movements, like, there's just a lot of pressure and, like, straining in my stomach, I feel like. I don't know, like, I don't think it's a contraction because my belly doesn't get, like, tight, but it's just a lot of stress and, like, straining, and I don't know, I'm just noticing more and more, like, little aches and pains all the time. But I mean, I'm still working full-time every day, and I'm able to get my work done, and it's not anything terrible, but it's just kind of annoying and something you notice constantly now, as opposed to every once in a while when you're, like, thinking about it or when you're trying to feel movement. It's like there all the time. I've talked a little bit about, like, having back pain a couple times, but I don't know, I think considering how far along I am, I don't really have that much back pain. If I stand a certain way for a while, then yes, or if I'm, like, leaning over or doing the dishes or whatever, but it hasn't been too bad. That's really, like, the least of my concerns. It's more of my feet swelling and my hands swelling too. That's been really painful. And then just the, like, stomach pains when I'm walking, or just when he's moving a lot. And all of those things kind of add to having trouble sleeping. So my hand swelling is definitely getting worse and more painful. Like, it's crazy to me that my hands hurt, like, more than like any other part of my body hurts, like, at night. Like, I'm laying there and I'm like, shouldn't my back hurt, or, you know, my stomach, or, like, anything? But it's like my hands, like, get, like, really stiff, and it's really painful. So I did not expect that to be, like, my biggest concern when I'm trying to sleep, but it is. But other than that, a lot of the same things that have been happening. That is pretty much it for week 31. Getting a lot more tired, definitely. And a lot more out of breath. Things definitely take me longer, you know, going upstairs. Getting dressed is hard. Like, I'm putting my compression stockings on every morning, and it's freaking hard. Like, I feel like I'm using, like, all my ab muscles and, like, my arm muscles, like, trying to put it on, and, like, it's hard to bend over, and it's just a struggle every morning. But it's definitely helping, and it's definitely worth it. But that is week 31. Next week is my week 32 update for you guys, since I'm week 32 today. So that's exciting. I cannot believe how fast this is going. So I have 8 weeks left, potentially, somewhere around there. And I just feel like now's, like, crunch time. Like, I have to start doing all those things that I thought, well, I'll do that eventually, not a big deal. A couple of those things are pack my hospital bag and get the car ready in terms of the car seat and everything we need in there. So this weekend, I think I'm going to tackle the hospital bag. We'll see how that goes. I feel like there's still a handful of things I want to get, but I have most of it, so I probably will start that. I did write my birth plan, so I will share that with you guys eventually, but that is one thing that I checked off my list, at least. I feel like between the birth plan, the hospital bag, and the car seat, I feel like those are, like, the stressors where it's like, if you don't have those done in time, you're in trouble. So once I get those things done, I will feel a lot better, because most other stuff I have, it's just, like, maybe not in the place I want it to be, or it's not clean or whatever, but, like, I have most of the things I need. It's just getting everything organized and where I want it to be, but some of that stuff, it's just not important. The important thing is having a car seat and preferably having your hospital bag packed. So that's what I'm going to focus on the next couple weeks. So I will end this update with a bump shot for you guys.
Today's a day like any other, but I am changed, I am